Ripple just landed a monster deal that every single person needs to be paying attention to, because this is how XRP gets mass adoption before every other cryptocurrency out there. In this video, we're going to be talking about that as well as what is going on with the price of XRP. Guys, we are at a critical point right now that XRP must hold or things could get ugly. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like these videos and subscribe to the channel. These two simple things really do help me out so much. With that said, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to jump right into this video and get on to the big news of the day, which is that Ripple just got a license in Singapore to be a payment operator. Now, this is a really big deal because Singapore is the second richest country in the entire world. Now, this goes to something much larger that we need to be talking about, which is Ripple's strategy for XRP mass adoption. The entire cryptocurrency industry has really been focused on one thing: getting retail users to start downloading wallets and start using these different technologies in their own personal capacity. But Ripple's always taken a different look at this industry. Their goal has always been to get corporate adoption that will trickle down to retail users. And I think Chad Steingraber made a great point when it comes to Ripple's strategy. Chad Steingraber said anyone can make alcohol, but you need a license to sell it. This is how you reach mass adoption. And I think this really goes to what Ripple's strategy with XRP has been since day one. There are always going to be new, innovative blockchains out there and new things that serve different niches for the retail public. There's always going to be something that someone says, this is the next best thing, or this technology is so much greater than this, and therefore everyone's going to use this. But guys, just like Chad said, I could start my own brewery tomorrow, right? Unless I have the licenses and the global networks and the adoptions and the people to get me in the rooms with the big boys, I'm not going to make it very far. Ripple has always taken the strategy of saying, you know what? We might not have the most innovative retail-based product that is going to have everyone FOMOing and talking on Twitter. But what we are going to have is the global licenses to get mass distribution. While the rest of the cryptocurrency has been focused on NFT and meme coins, Ripple has been focusing on securing license across the globe. And guys, at the end of the day, that's what you need to be successful in the financial industry. It can't just be a thing of, oh, we'll get all these people to start using this and then boom, we win. Because at the end of the day, not everyone is going to have the knowledge or the depth of understanding to onboard onto this technology. Most people don't even know enough to go open a Robinhood account and buy a stock. So to expect people to start interacting with blockchain-based protocols, in my opinion, is completely unrealistic. What's a lot more realistic is the company who is able to secure themselves the licenses to integrate with the financial giants will be able to incorporate their technology into the existing products that these financial giants already have mass adoption on, and then boom, millions upon millions of users entering this new blockchain digital world without even knowing it. And what we're watching right now is Ripple continuing to make massive strides in that direction. You almost never see these types of announcements for any other cryptocurrency related company. All these other crypto related companies are focusing on meeting retail where they're at. But Ripple, David Schwartz, and the entire team behind the XRP ledger has always looked at things different. And to date, David Schwartz still continues to go on record and say, you know what? We're not even close to seeing retail mass adoption. What will unlock retail mass adoption is institutional adoption. Because in the same exact way I'm talking about this right now, that is how the people in the industry also see it. They don't see this being a giant meme coin market for the rest of its existence. Instead, they see it being back-end infrastructure for the financial giants. That is not something that will ever be created from a bottom-up approach or a retail-first approach. Believe it or not, but BlackRock probably doesn't care what you're doing on Polymarket or what kind of meme coin you're flipping. Instead, they're looking to disrupt multi-trillion-dollar industries with the aid of a new space-age technology that completely reintroduces the plumbing in the financial architecture they're currently subjected to. That is what Ripple's goal has always been with this technology. And I believe it's one of the things that differentiates XRP and makes it so much more appealing than everything else out there. I say this all the time. I could make my own blockchain company tomorrow. I could create my own blockchain. No one's going to use it. I wasn't meeting with the Federal Reserve in 2013 like Ripple was. I wasn't in meetings with central banks since 2014. I'm not in talks with almost every central bank on every single continent. These are things Ripple has already achieved. And no matter how good my technology is, it's almost something that I will never be able to compete on. This strategy, this global architecture for mass adoption is one of the most important pieces of the XRP ledger because it's what integrates the XRP ledger into the places that matter. At the end of the day, not only is this a technology, but it's a financial network. And having a network that touches and reaches the most important places is absolutely critical to getting that technology used at scale. In order for these network effects to be created, it has to touch the most important places on Earth. In the same exact way, social media companies wouldn't do that great if they didn't have any celebrities or high net worth people or people of interest on the platform. The same exact thing will be true for these new distributed value networks. You need to have the most important, most valuable players on these networks for them to gain mass adoption, because that's where the money will be. Just like in the information world, all the super high profile people, they bring people attention. Right now, we're essentially whale hunting in the cryptocurrency industry and looking to bring the most important, most influential people to this new financial network. And if you take a look at the licenses, if you take a look at who actually has the tools to be able to onboard these people, Ripple stands in a class of its own. So it's one of those things to always keep your mind and eyes on. It's not always about just having a brand new product, something that's getting a lot of media headlines. It's about having something that actually has the capability to change the world, but be integrated with the people who can make those pushes, bring in the volume, bring in the pieces that will actually allow that mass adoption to happen. And I think too many people completely sleep on that as Ripple continues to build this insanely valuable network behind the scenes. With that said, though, I want to move on to the XRP price chart because there's a lot of people freaking out. We saw a big dip this morning, but guys, I love this long-term chart of XRP on the monthly. This is one of those things you just need to look at and realize that no matter where we trade between $2 and $4, guys, we are on top of the previous supports. I believe this chart still looks absolutely phenomenal. Yes, are price fluctuations scary in the short term? Absolutely. But until things start breaking down, until we really start seeing price cascade lower, right now, we're just in the same exact trading range we have been in all of 2025. Nothing has changed in my book. Everything looks the same. XRP still up at these high levels. It all looks phenomenal. And to me, a lot of the noise going around is simply because right now we're on the lower end of some important levels. It's never fun to sit here. It's never a fun place to be bouncing around. But at the end of the day, you need to understand that as long as nothing breaks on these longer time frames, it's nothing more than a buying opportunity in the short run. What we can see right now is XRP is still absolutely holding these $2 levels. This is a critical support. This is a critical resistance. We'll see what ends up winning here. In my opinion, the fundamentals are far too bullish to be looking at some Armageddon scenario where we're sitting at much lower prices for an extended period of time. Is it possible we have a quick dip, a quick sell-off before we recover back up? Absolutely. But I believe the direction of this technology is far too powerful to be focusing on long-term macro downtrends. And I still think that all the positive momentum on the news side and the catalyst side and the fundamental side is absolutely going to be reflected in the price of XRP. In the same exact way, it was scary when XRP dipped down to these levels here and dipped down to these levels here and dipped down to these levels here and dipped down to these levels here, but continued to rebound upwards. I believe we're going to see the same exact thing. And the more you look at it like that, the more you start to understand we've been here before. XRP has recovered. And the reason it has recovered is because the fundamentals are just too strong. There's too many people interested in owning the asset at lower prices. Whenever an XRP goes down, the market sees it unilaterally as a massive buying opportunity because of what is yet to unfold and what the long-term potential for this network is. With that said, I want to go over one last chart, which is the XRP to Bitcoin price chart. This is actually still showing a healthy uptrend. And guys, this is another one we need to be watching. This is essentially, in my opinion, a ticking time bomb of XRP decoupling against Bitcoin, and we'll see what direction this ends up going. But eventually, this is going to break to either the upside or downside. And XRP has a real opportunity to make some significant moves against its Bitcoin pair. Now, I believe this is absolutely going to be the upside for the reasons we just talked about. Most of the world is completely sleeping on this technology that I believe is going to rewire the entire financial system as we know it. These sort of things take a long time for the market to fully understand. But when the market gets it, like the snap of a finger, that appreciation starts taking place. You've seen this countless times with so many other technologies. Go look at any successful internet company today and look what was happening to them in the 2000 to 2004 timeframe. None of them were trading on fundamentals. They were all chopping around. It was really hard to figure out what was doing what if you were only looking at the price chart. But guys, at the end of the day, the price chart is just showing people's emotions. It's just people's current emotional state. What you need to focus on is what are these people going to think once that mass adoption takes place. Those are the sort of things that you can only get from the fundamentals. Because I could show you two exact same price charts. One could be from a company going bankrupt. The other could be from a company that's about to launch the most innovative product in the entire world. The chart doesn't mean anything if the fundamentals don't match up to it. Never seen better fundamentals with something like XRP. Is the market realizing that right now? Absolutely not. Will it in time? I believe it will be impossible to miss. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. And for now, Mickle out.